You love something for so long. Now it's time for you to love something different. Hello, hello. My voice is still cracking. I lost my voice. I'm not sure how. I went to a concert, but I wasn't yelling. I wasn't like, maybe I was just talking a lot. But I have some tea. I've been drinking ginger tea all week. Everyone's been like under the weather. So we've been just trying to keep that nipped in the bud, okay? I might, come back to this throughout the video. We're basically having some tea time, but we like that, don't we? All right, so let's get into today's concept, today's topic. So the topic of this video today is forgiveness. I think we could talk about it a little bit more. My journey to forgiveness has been a roller coaster. It's difficult and it's also an ongoing practice. Like I say, most of everything is. It's not really like you do one thing, you do a few things and you got it and just coasting through life. Like you are consistently forgiving elements and things that go to other things and things that connect things, then forgiving yourself for not knowing. Like it's a constant journey. But let's talk about what things in particular. Yourself. Forgive yourself for things you didn't know, for things you couldn't have known, for things you didn't learn, for things you feel you may have dropped the ball on and not done or hopped on too early. Life is life, okay? You are here. You are right here. You are not there, you are not there, you're not back there, you're not over there. You're here, okay? What things can you do today to change whatever you felt like you maybe dropped the ball on and didn't get to soon enough? I feel like things like that really keep you stuck in the past or stuck in a time and hold you back. You have to remember that you can only start from today. What you can do can definitely set you up for the future, but today is today and you have today. So you have to work with today. I make sure to say today a lot of times. Today, because we are only here today, right now, okay? What else do we need to forgive? Your choices. The way that you had to learn things, the way that you had to choose people, the way that the things that you may have chose before you knew better. You have to forgive those things and you have to remember that you are doing the best that you can, or you did the best that you could at that time. Even if you knew better and didn't do better, that was the best that you could do. You cannot sit there and hold yourself to a standard of perfection when God is the only thing that's perfect. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be better. One quote that I really like to say, which I'm not sure who told me this quote or where I got it from. You are not meant to be anything more than better than what you were yesterday. I'm gonna say that again. You are not meant to be anything more except for better than yesterday. As long as you are doing things to put yourself in a better position, to learn more, to be more proactive, to be more understanding, to give yourself more grace, to be better. There is nothing more that God or the universe or even the heart of your parents are really looking for. You can be amazing, but all that's expected of you is that you learn from yesterday. You be better for the people around you, for yourself, for tomorrow. But I think we have this really tough standard for ourselves, and some of our parents have put it on us as well, to be just exceptional every day, to jump from exceptional to more exceptional to outer worldly, and that's not realistic to your peace and to your mental health. You are learning constantly, so the best thing you can do for yourself is, at the end of the day, write down things that you've learned. There are little things you probably learned. I live in New York, so it was the first city where I learned you have to bring your bags to the grocery store and use recyclable, reusable bags, which is super cool, super dope, but kind of inconvenient when I have to pay for a bag to leave. I wasn't used to that, but each time I go back, it's a learning curve. Once again, because now I'm at another store where I did not bring a bag. I knew I was going to the grocery store, and here I am not thinking like, girl, you need a bag. Little things to keep a healthy heart and consistent mind, because that is the goal over here. In this corner of YouTube, our goal is to have a healthy inner world, a healthy inner state, so that everything that you reflect into the world is coming from a healthy heart, a healthy vision, a healthy way of speaking, a healthy mind, you are coming from a place where your inner world is at center, at peace, and everything that you bring to the world comes from that filter and that state. So it's really important to forgive things that you just simply didn't know, the choices that you made off of the limited information that you did know, and forgiving yourself and doing better, applying that, not just forgiving yourself and saying, well, oh, it happened again. Actually realizing that there is better and that you want better for yourself, and then choosing that. The next thing to forgive is your parents. Remembering that your parents are just human beings that made a choice and brought you into this beautiful world and allowed you to experience this. Maybe they didn't have the best situation to bring you up in, but like most parents, I believe they are working the way they best know how to set you up with a plan and a future where you can implement the things that you are capable of doing and showing up for yourself at that point. Everyone's parents are not equipped with tools and resources to give them the world to start off with, but I think you have the world when you start. And I think that's a very beautiful thing to remember and to keep in mind, so that you are not blaming your parents and blaming people that were around you during the foundational years of your life, blaming them for anything that you didn't know or they didn't know or they weren't able to show you or teach you or give you. Forgiving them. Because at the end of the day, when you get into your 20s, your 30s, everything's gonna be on you. Whether it be like the choices of a potential partner, you love something for so long, and what type of life you're going to share with them, the choice of your career. Even if your parents really wanted you to do a certain thing, at that point, it's no longer their job to push you and keep you going. It's lovely to have that, it's a blessing to have that, but you have to be the one to get up every morning and be passionate about what you do and want to move forward and move the needle and change things and make things easier for the next people coming in. So it's really important for you to be able to forgive your parents and the ones that looked after you, that were just making it work. You are here now, you are healthy, I hope. You are in a good state. You found this video and you're willing to give your best to yourself. Forgive them. It also really helps with, once weight is on your shoulders, pointing the finger to yourself and really realizing the things that you do have control over and can change, especially now that you're just not in that state anymore. The things that they may have affected, take the good from that, leave the rest, and just continue to move forward, continue to nurture yourself and give yourself the things that you need in order to be your best self. Forgive everything else. Next is your friends. Now, this is a tricky one because I don't think we learn truly how to be friends unless you go through the process. If you have a sister, an older brother, siblings, cousins, those people can really teach you how to be a friend, because a bee just ran right into the window. Those relationships that are around your age and speak your language and can really get through to you, those people can really do a great job at teaching you how to be a friend and how to be an acquaintance and a good friend at that. But friendship is the only one I feel like you have to literally go through in order to learn through. I think it's important to realize that some friends are really only meant to be there for that phase of life in that time period, and it doesn't mean that you're using them or they're using you. Sometimes you just kind of grow apart, and it's very sad. We definitely talk about sometimes how friendships hurt more than breakups, because you really get close to a certain person, you really trust them, and you really want to be friends forever, but the universe, God, source has a bigger plan for you, or a different plan for you, where this person may not be most aligned for you, and it hurt. You go through things trying to understand that and move through it, but ultimately you must forgive it. Forgive them, forgive yourself for not being able to be that vision that you had, but to be so much more and so much more aligned and so much more in tune with the future that you want and crave. Creating space for others to come in and love you. If it was meant to work, it would work, you know. Maybe it's a college friend and you guys move to different areas and it's harder to keep in touch, but you guys settle down, have children, or start a future, and maybe those friendships are easier to come back around and you have foundations that align and things like that. You just never know. But holding on to that weight and thinking maybe it's your fault, the most you can do is apologize and do better, if it, you know, something actually happened and like you guys are not able to be friends anymore, but hope for the best and forgive the rest. Holding on to it will not do anything but hold you back. And my sister told me something very profound a few years ago, and it's another quote that I just can't let go of, but the people that care won't matter, and the people that don't care will always matter. Something like that, where what I took from it was, you're a human being. You're gonna go through changes. You're gonna go through moments in life where you need people more or less. You're gonna go through times when you know yourself more or less, when you're going through different things and you just need different things. To be a friend really just means to be there for someone. You go through times where your friendship is hurting a bit or you're not able to see eye to eye. But I think what makes it really a friendship is being available to talk through it and learn through it together. You don't speak for 5 years, but when you come back around, those foundational values and those things that brought you guys together latch on and connect or align at that moment. Maybe that's the right time for it, but you have to allow yourself to really grow through it and understand that life is happening. Life is life. Like, make room for other people. You never know what your lifeline and story is supposed to be. I definitely wouldn't say give up on those friendships. Do what you can, but accept the things that you cannot do. And it's a blessing to have them. It's a blessing for them to be somewhere else being loved. And it's a blessing for them to come back. It's all just, it's for you. So make peace with it, forgive your friendships, don't hold on to grudges in friendships either. Like, there are certain things, if it really bothers your standard for friendships in your life, your standard for respect. I remember I used to be so like, I'm a big birthday girl, but I used to get upset if someone like forgot to say happy birthday to me. Like, they missed it on the day, or they had a week to do it and they never did it, but they were like active in my life or things like that. I used to take that so to heart. It was honestly very childish, because now as an adult, it's kind of just like, sometimes the days kind of run together. And I definitely had my moments when I slipped up, and it gave me the other side and perspective. And it was just like, bro, life is just life. Life be lifing. You know, like, does not mean that you are not important to people. And there are ways for people to make it up. I mean, be yourself. And if it really disturbs you that much, be yourself and show that. But they didn't have any ill intent. They just didn't say happy birthday that year. I don't think those are moments that really, I think now in my life I can say would really make or break a friendship. When someone has like really been there, tell them how you feel, but do not let it break a friendship just because words were not exchanged. You never know. Do you know what I'm saying? So forgive and make room. This is a great segue into holding on to things, holding on to people. Hoarding. Forgive the things that need to go. Forgive the things that are no longer aligning and aligned with who you are and what you need. You have to let things go in order to make room for other things. I say that so much. It's like one of my slogans, basically. But if you are holding on to everything, imagine what the new things that want to maybe come into your life at this stage in your life, where you're a new person and you are someone who thinks differently and moves around the world and space differently. Where do they have space? Where can they take up space in your life? Where can they change you or help you? How do they do that when you are full with old matter, old thoughts, old emotions, old friends, old habits, things that you have learned to be better than, things that you have learned to move away from, learn to grow from? How do the new things come in if you are still hoarding those things? Now it's time for you to love something different. It's time for it to love you by letting you have space to have something more. It's time for you to level up and be more and align with that new image and vision of yourself. We should all be growing, like at least every 7 to 10 years. I don't think you should be that same person. And even if you are that same person, you should be at a different level at that point. You should be able to operate with that same foundation and beauty, but you should be more because you are more. These are 10 years. In 10 years, you want to be using the same toothbrush, the same thing that you use for this time because it works. Like, technology, electronics, all these things move with time. They get better, they get more accessible, they get more resources, they get more options. You need to do the same. Sometimes we hold on to things because of regret, or because of we are afraid to make the wrong choice or decision, and we feel as though if we just hold on to it, we don't have to make any choice, but that's making a choice as well. The last thing I want to talk about is forgiving mistakes in others. I think it is so important for you to always remember that you are just human. As much as we are so much more and we can do so much in this life, and we are limitless and we are capable, we are also just human. Inside of us, we have so much, but it all only works within the parameters of this body. And so it is important to remind yourself that as you dream and you see and you float and envision, you will always be capable. You will always be in tune and connected. But remind yourself that mistakes happen because you are learning throughout every moment. This is the first time you've been this old, this young in your life. This is the first time you've made these type of decisions with this mindset. I am connected with God. I'm connected to a higher being. I'm connected to source, but I am human. At a soul level, even when you're expressing your soul, your human body becomes your filter for you to express everything else that everything is processed through. If I don't take this body outside, then no one gets to experience me. Do you know what I mean? Or take it to a video because we have the internet. But I would even say taking yourself to the internet is a form of putting yourself out there. That's a better way to say it. So really respecting your body and respecting that you are human and this is your container helps you also forgive others because you remember that they are just working through their container. A lot of times we can't help it. Sometimes it's a test to our peace. But I think, as I said before, it is always a practice. So one thought that keeps you grounded and understanding is